what up, what up? Welcome back to a new season of Just Cooling Podcast. I am Country Red.
And
I am DawsonSJewellS.
All right, we have an alumni on the show tonight, a legend in the building. Please go
TekForce.
ahead and introduce yourself.
Ah,
Let him say it. And then I already just spoiled it. Tell
Word
us a
up.
little about what you've been doing, brother. Since the last
Oh,
time we heard
man.
from you.
man. You know what? Honestly, it's been kind of rewinding. I think the last time I talked with y'all was to promote the album Child of the 80s.
Right.
And
Yep.
I was heavily in promotion of that, man. And I actually ended up doing a CD release show and party at the same time at the National Video Game Museum here in Frisco, Texas, man. And I had a bunch of people come out. We got video footage of it. It went really fantastic. And the release went great too. And towards the end of the year, man, I just focused. Life is crazy, right? So the way you kind of approach things is like, I'm gonna do music. I got my music out or whatever. Well, I got a 12-year-old daughter. And a 20-year-old son. But my 12-year-old daughter at the time was like doing really bad in school.
Okay.
And she was having a lot of problems in school, and I had to get that scale that you got.
Yeah.
Am I gonna focus
Absolutely.
on music? I'm gonna focus on my daughter.
The
Yeah.
Right.
Guess
baby.
which one won out? She won out. So for a while, man, I stopped on music and I said, you know what, I'm gonna concentrate on her and getting her right. Well, there was the right move because the more I concentrated on her, the more that scale tipped. And she started getting better. And then as I'm watching her get better, I was like, I need to talk about the things that I went through at the time I was going through it. And that's when Unspoken kind of developed. It developed in December, man. So really, man, honestly, I just been kind of working on music in the background, doing my thing and keeping it moving.
Man, that's dope. So was that like more, I guess, therapeutic for you and your significant other and your family? Like, was that more therapeutic, or how was that in the household, brother?
So I went through a deep depression, man. I broke off contact with some people that are really important in my life, and I kind of spiraled
Okay.
in that whole month, and I wasn't the same person, man. I went through some real hard shit. I can say shit on here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you good, bro. Yeah.
Okay. Real hard
Yeah.
shit, man. And I just did a lot of praying, and I was trying to figure out how to get back to me. So I did something that Black folks generally don't kind of face, which is look at my mental health and look at how I can fix that. So I found a therapist,
Okay.
and I started doing therapy to kind of figure out what was wrong with me. And I've been doing that probably the last 8-9 months, and it was the switch that got flipped.
Cool.
It was the way that I kind of got back to not only who I am, but where I can be in the future. And I'm so grateful for it. And it's such a negative stigma that Black folks have with looking at getting therapy to fix ourselves. And
Right.
there's nothing wrong with that. When you're going through shit, sometimes you need somebody to talk to.
A different,
Right.
a different opinion. Someone that's not in your family. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, Dawson. That's exactly what it is. You know, you got to get a different opinion. But man, Red, it was the best decision I could have ever made, man, because I'm better than ever now. And my spirituality and just going to see my counselor has helped me to become a better person. At least I believe that's what's happening.
Man, thanks for sharing that with us, man.
Yeah.
A lot of us need to hear that. So we really appreciate you for being vulnerable and open and transparent about that, man. I know that's not it's not an easy journey to accept or try to get help, or even sometimes we feel hesitant, like I don't know. So
Yep.
for you to take that leap of faith to do that, man, salute to you for doing that.
Well,
You know.
kudos to you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it was rough, man, because I was like, I don't need no therapy. I'm good. I got this. Just pray about it, and it was straight. And I'm not just prayer
Right.
forever. I ain't never dismissing prayer, but I'm saying that,
Right.
I'm saying you believe in God, our Lord, puts people on this earth to help you along the way, because people need people. So
Right.
Right.
that's what it is.
What you think about that too? I mean, you said you think about this life in general, you know, the ups and the downs.
Yeah.
Why you think we go through that?
Yeah. You know, people don't, it's easy to get focused on everything that's happening around the world. You know what I'm saying? We get sucked into all the inconsequential stuff, but do we really look at how to improve ourselves? That's a long, very, very hard process, man, that a lot of people don't want to take, because exactly what I just said. And you got to put in the work to make yourself better, man. I never put myself above other people, man. But I've really tried to make myself better, not for me, not just for me, but for her and my son. Period.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
I guess I'm gonna switch gears a little
cool.
bit.
Yeah. I'm
cool.
sorry. I got like real deep on it.
Nah, hey man, people need to hear it, man. It's okay. It's all good. It's all
Somebody
love,
needed to hear that. So that was amazing that you shared that, and you was able to share that, because some people still are ashamed, or are not ready to take that step. So since that's amazing that you shared that.
Thank
So
you very much.
like I said, kudos to you. But so I'm gonna switch gears, because I don't believe I did the last interview. So could you tell me what TekForce mean and why you chose that name, just for me and the new listeners?
Yeah. So it's a funny story, and I love telling it. This story was like, gosh, probably about 11 years ago, and I was at the time working with a DJ academy here in Dallas, and I was helping them trying to get up, get up and get the name out there. Well, there was a DJ that was there, and at the time I was named Tech45. And the way that I got Tech45 is because I wanted something that sounded futuristic, and something that sounded deep rooted in hip hop, like the actual Technique 45s DJs use.
Yeah.
So I came up with that name, and it just stuck. Well, I was at this school, and this DJ was like, "Yo, what's your name?" Tech45. Says, "Man, that's real militant sound. It sounds like you're gonna shoot up the place. You ain't changed that." And I was
45
like,
on the tag to it.
Like 45.
Right. It sounded like I was gonna shoot up the club when I came through. And
I like that.
Right. And dude was like, "You should be TekForce."
Yeah.
I was like, TekForce, man, that's a terrible name. I ain't gonna be TekForce. And I was mad that he said that shit. But I went home and I thought about it, and I said, you know what? That's a dope name. So I changed my name to TekForce, and I incorporated gaming and anime and all that stuff into who I was, and it ended up being the best choice that I could have ever made, because people really loved hearing that name. They really loved hearing TekForce. Sounded like I was deeply rooted in the nerd culture of the audience I was trying to reach.
Right.
It actually made it easier for me to kind of reach folks. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better than Tech45. Sound like Coke 45.
I like that. Hey, Tech45 wasn't bad though.
And my music didn't reflect it, but people did it. Oh, what's his name? Oh shit, I ain't gonna. He need to leave. Hell no. You got to bounce. Yeah, so that's what it was. So yeah.
Okay.
So could you tell us what nerdcore hip hop is? Could you break that down?
I can. Nerdcore hip hop was originally started like a while ago, and when I say a while ago, like I think it was around the 2000s, and it was a way that nerds could come together to rap about what they wanted, and not be centralized on like drugs, money, any of the things that you kind of heard on the music at the time. And it was a guy named MC Frontalot that started the nerd culture movement.
Frontalot.
MC Frontalot. Go look
Frontalot.
Yeah, and they consider him the godfather of nerd culture, nerd. So from him spanned so many other people in this unit to where we can talk about that stuff and not be ostracized, right? Because I grew up in the 90s, in the 80s. And in that time period, especially if you was like a black nerd, it might not have worked in your favor to talk about you rapped about video games and anime and all that stuff. And now, if you kind of see the culture, it shifted to where anybody who wants to talk about it can, and they got other people that reflect that, and it's a powerful movement now, man. And if you look at it, kind of look at it like Marvel. You know what I'm saying? You see Marvel now, being a nerd is cool as shit. You loving Iron Man and Captain America and all these people that you couldn't love back in the day. It's cool now, which bugs the hell out of me because I'm like, man, I remember if I said that shit back in school, they would have been trying to hurt me after school. So
yeah.
That's nerdcore.
Cool. Bet we're gonna go into a commercial, man. We gotta pay some bills on real estate real quick. We'll be back in about 20 seconds, y'all.
TekForce.
Yeah.
Welcome back, man. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe. Please get them numbers up. Let's run them up. Shout out to the Hub family, please.
Shout out to Just Cooling Podcast. Y'all just as cool as y'all was. Y'all just as cool as y'all was last year, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
Wait, hold on. I got a question.
Word up.
Go ahead.
Here we go. If you could make a video game that's an MC.
Oh, wait a minute.
What would they be doing? What would this video game be about? Like, what would
that's dope, man.
Yeah.
That is a dope question and one of the dopest I've ever received. So thank you for that. As an MC, so you know what? Wait a minute.
Here we go.
I feel like I have to tell this story for real. So
yeah, go ahead.
All right.
The reason why that question is important, Quinn, is because I remember I was sitting at a friend's house, and this is probably the better part of 2 years ago. And you know that series, You Don't Know Jack? You ever seen that?
You Don't Know Jack.
All right. So there's this series of games called You Don't Know Jack, right?
All right.
And it's literally where they have different type of games where they ask questions and this and that. Well, it's kind of, it got so popular, they started making online games where you can play with people.
Okay.
Well, there's one of these games that they made where everybody can join in, where you can kind of, hey, honey, you can't, hey.
Was she on the show last time, wasn't she?
I thought she was, but you got to put some clothes on. Little girl. Grown people on this show, and this is worldwide. So being a parent, you know,
father duties.
Right. Absolutely.
You already know what's up. So, anyway, you were there, and there was this game that you played with. It was set up like there was robots or something that were battling each other, battling as MCs. Oh. And you had to pick what they say. They had listed ABC, and it was lyrics that were real whack. So as everybody playing this game, I'm like, jump to the left, jump to the right. Wait a minute, I'm an MC. You want me to battle somebody and use some crap? I was upset. Because I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I was like, man, I got lines right now to murk every single one of y'all that's playing. Who want it, right? So, you want to say hi real quick? I know you do. You sure? That's my daughter right there. Everybody say hi to Ray.
Hey.
So anyway, if I was to make an MC game, it'd be a literal MC. It'd be a little MC game. Let me do this, baby. Yeah, let me do this. Okay. You understand when Dad is in this mode. This is serious. So if I was to do an MC game, you have actual mics, and you don't have no lyrics, but you got a bust of flow, and it'd be a crowd of dudes like this, staring at you, and if your stuff was whack, you'd like lose points, but if it was dope, you have like great, perfect, all that like Dance Revolution.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's how I would make an MC game, is like that, where you gotta bust a flow, and I would pre-program to make sure if the shit was whack, you know about it.
Well, there'd be a lot of rappers these days that wouldn't make it.
Man, I try to play that game and it's whack. No, you're whack.
You're whack. Yeah.
Hey, ain't no cheat codes to that one.
No cheat codes. You better have flow. You ain't gonna get nowhere, man. Shit, I don't. Hey, I'm a MC, man. I don't play that shit.
Hey, it'd be like that Mike Tyson punch out game where we try to beat the dude, but Tyson at the end, but you always lose.
Right. Boom. Boom.
Yeah, you already know.
You got that piston Honda on them. I don't play that shit, man. But yeah, that's how I would design it. I wish somebody would come to me about a game.
Well, we might have to all make that happen, man.
Let's see for sure. That'll be a tight game.
All right. DJ Quinn, since you asked that question, I was gonna hold off on this until later, but I'm gonna ask it because this is a good segue. So, give me your 10 arcade games that you would make an album to.
Oh boy, that's a took me off with that shit.
That's dope. Okay.
Oops, I don't know.
You're good. We'll run through it. So I would say Mortal Kombat, but I've already done a Mortal Kombat song.
Yeah.
Hey,
what she talking?
So Street Fighter, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game.
That's 3.
I probably make one off The Simpsons just because it's classic.
Wow. Okay, I forgot about that.
I remember that. I played them before.
It's on the NES game. Yeah.
I probably. What's the next one? I make one off of Galaga because I love the hell out of Galaga.
Okay.
One of my favorite games of all time. One about Spy Hunter.
Oh, dang. Oh, yeah.
Hold up.
Spy Hunter.
Hold up.
Yeah.
You said Spy Hunter. Now, those of you who don't know what Spy Hunter is, oh my gosh, that was raw. That was my shit.
Yeah. So Spy Hunter.
All right, I'm done with that.
To really mess people up, I do it on Tetris. Ain't nobody on Tetris.
That'll be good though. Yeah, Tetris.
Right. Ain't nobody did one on Tetris.
Yeah.
So that would really work out and work well. It'd be another one on Tron, the arcade game.
Okay.
Shit, I'm getting stuck. I'm trying to really think about it now. I already said Street Fighter. Oh, Mortal Kombat. It'd be another one. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy pinball machine.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's real good.
And I haven't done a song about Donkey Kong ever.
Dang, okay. That'd be interesting.
Maybe one about Donkey Kong. And the 10th one, what's the 10th one? The 10th one would probably be
Streets of Rage, Sonic, I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Sonic.
So I haven't made
those sounds on there.
Quinn, you know what's so funny? I made a beat that samples Streets of Rage that I haven't put out yet as a song. That might be that 10th one.
Okay.
So that, hey, Red, that was perfect.
That was raw.
Shout out to DJ Quinn. He going through the alley-oop. Shout out to DJ Quinn. He going through the alley-oop, man, on that one. Yeah, he threw the alley-oop on that one.
He alumni, so I already know it. I already you know.
Listen, you got me thinking about shit I need to do in the future. So I appreciate that, man. That's already good talk.
Yep.
I love that, man.
Cool. Yeah. Y'all want to go into the first segment, y'all? Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to last time we asked you about the top 5 rappers, so we're gonna ask you this time. It might have been video games. So this time we're gonna ask you what are your top 5 rap anthems that impacted your life.
First one is Miami Life by Razzcast.
Oh wow, off his
Ooh.
first album, right? I think it was on a
Yeah.
soundtrack or something like that.
Well, that was on the
Yeah.
soundtrack to The Substitute.
Yes,
That
yeah.
Hey, that
Um,
Miami Life, dude, that beat was cold.
James Belushi starred in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was either James Belushi or was another cat. I can't remember, but that one. So the Solo Nice remix by Razzcast was another song.
So,
The Waterproof MC, You Ain't Wetting Me. You need to stop rapping and start making beats like Steady B to see the amount of green you make. You never get the avocado. You're just another broke Versace model. Tiger Woods was in the game of survival. That's why you got your crystal bottle. Drink Listerine. Man, I'm listen. Hey, that was fun. Yeah. Songs. Oh yeah, Lyrics to Go by Tribe Called Quest.
man,
Oh, okay.
Lyrics to Go by Tribe Called Quest.
that's a hard one too. That's cold.
Scenario. No. I don't want to say Scenario.
Oh, you know what?
Everything Remains Raw by Busta Rhymes.
I was just about to say, I seen that video you did when Busta Rhymes was saying, "Do we have a favorite?" Hey, yeah, I was just about to.
He's in the top 3 of my favorite MCs of all time. And
knew you were about to
what
say
Busta taught me, man, how to be myself.
Right.
I realized that years later. That man was always him, and he wasn't afraid to put out something different that people could see.
Because at first everybody was like, "What is going on?" Because I think he changed. Like I think when he first came out, he wasn't like that when he was in the group.
Nope.
And then once he broke,
was,
yeah, I was like, "Okay, Busta, it was different, but we liked it," you know.
Right. Well, because you know what? It's the same. So the way I look at it is like Andre 3000.
Yeah.
How was he with Outkast when he first came out?
Gangster thug, like
he was
reserved.
And then,
but if you listen to it, he told y'all he was gonna give y'all that though. But
he
then
said,
he said
it,
yeah.
If you listen to interviews, Andre said, "Look, I did this so that y'all could get on board. Now you're about to see who I really am." And that worked out better than you could ever hope because it taught us to say, "Hey, it don't matter what they say. Make it dope, and you can make it." So, what was that? Let's say Busta. Is that 3?
Yeah,
that's 4. I think.
4.
Wait, hold on. I think that'll be a kind of a hot versus right there, though. If you really think about it.
Oh yeah.
Andre and Busta.
Yeah.
You know what?
It'd be different.
One of the hottest. It'd be one of the hottest verses, but I don't think they'll ever do it.
Nah. But that'd be hard though.
Man, to see, but well, you know, Andre, man, he was supposed to put out another full hip hop LP, and he stopped.
He said he not feeling it. He just don't fit. Like he just chilling, walking around playing the guitar on the street. I mean, he just chilling, like
playing the flute.
The reason why he's like that is because he got scrutinized so much by the community. People were like, "Man, you got to do this, this, and that." He's like, I do this because I love it. I don't give a damn what y'all think. And then eventually it got to him. That's why you see him in, you know, Hallmark commercials now and movies and shit, because he's done with movies, man. He's done with music. That's a wrap. He's making his money other way. So those are the artists, man, I would say, to answer your question. I hope I get long-winded and I apologize.
Hey, we're good.
I'm the same dude I am right now.
Yeah, we good.
Since we long-winded, let's go into another commercial. We'll be right back. After these messages.
TekForce.
right, we are back in the building. Make sure you guys, like I said before, like and subscribe. Sis, man, tell me who else is on the Hub family, man, under the umbrella, real quick, man. Give me
Oh
the
yes,
rundown.
so we have Filter Me Not, which is it's me, my co-host Wendy, and she's gonna kill me because I can't pronounce her name correctly. I'm gonna call her. I can't pronounce it right, but so, I'm not gonna say it. Start with a P, but she's gonna kill me. But yes,
Hey.
we are doing new episodes. So we have Filter Me Not that's gonna be every Monday. And then we have Kickback Thursdays. We have the Milk Tray. We have Kickback with Sports. So they're all, and then we have Just Cooling. So make sure you check out those shows as well. Like, share,
Yeah,
subscribe.
like, share, yeah, all of that for
Right.
sure.
Yeah,
All of that. Subscribe, follow,
Yes.
repost.
yes.
All of
Tell everybody you
Sharing
don't
is
like,
caring.
everybody you do.
Yeah.
Let us
Sharing
know.
is caring.
Yes.
Hey, let's get into the album, man. Let's talk a little bit about the album. How many tracks on it? Which way, what direction you going?
Yeah, so there's no album coming up, man. Like, with Child of the '80s,
Okay.
I had a full project that was in the way, but I decided I wanted to put less pressure on myself and single it out, right? And then if I get to the point where I want to do an album, then I will. But this was just a single about me going through my emotional struggles and my battle with mental health and depression.
Mhm.
And it turned out, it was so funny, man. The way that I found the sample that you hear in the track. I was watching this anime. Um, yeah, I was watching this old anime from the '80s called Saint Seiya,
Okay.
and it's real popular in Japan. I don't know if it really was popular over here, but I was watching it and I heard this sample and I said it was weird because it was so emotional for me because I was such in a dark place that, man, I started listening to it again and I found the sample and I started crying. I was literally like, man, this is it. This is what I can use to talk about what I'm going through. And I made that beat back in December, man, and I sat on it.
Okay.
It'd been sitting there 4 months before I really kind of put it together and made it a track. And I was like, what the hell am I going to write to this? Because most time people hear me, I'm not being this personal.
Right.
So, man, I put that. I started typing. I say pen and paper. I didn't at the time. I typed it, and that shit just came, man. All these words just flew out of me, all this emotion, and I just put it together with the hook. And I was like, man, what am I gonna do for a hook? Because usually when you writing and you do a hook, you're trying to find something that grabs people. I said, and I started saying to myself, can't reach out, can't speak out. Oh shit, that's it. That's what it's like when you're in depression.
Right.
You can't reach out. You don't feel like you can reach out to nobody. You can't even speak about it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Trapped. So it ended up being the right choice for the hook, man. And then when I released it, people were like, man, this is just, it's so heartfelt and this is more personal than anything you've ever done. And I said, that's where I'm headed to. What do I got to lie about, man? I got to hide shit from nobody, man. This is who I am.
Right.
You ain't got to listen. There's plenty of fake ass people out there
Yeah.
that give you a half truth and don't tell you who you are. I can't be that person.
Right.
That's how that came about, man.
What's the DJ's name that was spinning your shit? I like that.
Oh, you talking about
You say
Sean
Swift?
Swift, man? Yeah, Sean Swift. Swift
okay.
is that's the same DJ that was at the Child of the '80s party. If you ever see the footage,
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah.
It was on there. It was Swift that was, man, he's just a stand-up dude. And that's the first guy I reached out to. I said, Swift, I got something for you. He's like, Swift's okay. He's like, all right, word up, send it to me. It's so cool. He's just like, yeah, word up, whatever. It's gonna be dope. Send it to me. And then when I sent it to him, he didn't get right back to me. I'm like, man, what you think about the track? Yeah, it's dope. Next thing I know, he spun that shit live and did that DJ set. And I'm like, he's just one of the best low-key people that you could ever know. And all he wants to do is promote good music, regardless of what it is, man. And he helped me. So
shout out to Swift, man, for sure.
DJ Sean Swift, man. That's homie, man, for real.
Hey, DJs, we shout out all DJs.
Hey.
I had to throw him in there.
The gatekeeper.
Shout out Swift.
The gatekeeper. That man got like 4 or 5 platinum plaques on his wall from people
wow.
fun, and they sent him one. It's
Mm.
dope. Yep.
That's what it's about, man. Breaking new artists and just new tracks and everything, man. That's what it is about.
So
Yeah, man.
I did some deep digging and some deep research. This is
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna see if you remember this, man. I didn't know this, but I found out today. So can you explain to new listeners and your current fans now about when you started making beats on the PlayStation, man? I want to hear this story, man. 'Cause I tried, man. It was
PlayStation.
like, hey, please, you gotta tell us this
I
story.
can do that. That's crazy.
No, I still got it right now. It's on PlayStation 2, too. You know what I'm saying? It's music generated. You guys share the story, TekForce. You got to, man. Put you on the spot. I got you now. Can't run from it.
Oh, that's good. No, that's good. I haven't answered this question in a real long time.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm the oldest one of everybody I'm talking to right now.
Right.
And in the late 90s, there was this game called MTV Music Generator. It was on PlayStation. That game, baby, you can come in here and sit down if you want. You don't have to creep. Just have a seat. She's so funny. So there was this game called MTV Music Generator, man, and it gave me the introduction in how I make beats, right? The way it was set up was like any type of digital audio program, but it was real ill, man. Like you set up drums and you set up snares and hi-hats and all of that. But the kicker, and this had never been done, please close that door so we don't get none of that in here, baby. The kicker is that you could sample CDs. Any CD you want, you sample and put it on a memory card and it could put that into a track. Man, I started making these dope compositions and it taught me. I ended up, you got, if you remember there was a PlayStation, you had a 16 meg memory card.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a little bit more bread, you could get the 256 meg PlayStation card where you could save up, I don't know how many games.
Wow.
Let me tell you, when you sample something, it takes a lot of memory, a lot of space on that memory card. So my memory card budget ended up being like $100 a month. Because I'm saving samples, I'm making beats. I have my homeboys come over there and we're drinking. We making beats. I'm 20-something years old, so I'm just bugging out. But man, it created a foundation, Red, for me to learn how to make beats. And I'm thankful for it. I can't find none of them beats to this day. I don't know where they at.
On somebody's PlayStation they got from the Goodwill. From
somebody got my beats right now. Like, oh, this is dope. I didn't know this on this PlayStation, huh? Good hype. But that gave me the foundation to show me how to make music. And now, man, I'm so structured and deep rooted in hip hop. Like it, and I know a lot of folks. I know the culture right now is doing a lot of trap, and trap is dope. You know what I'm saying? And everybody wants to do that and all that, but I'm boom bap, man. I'm old school, so that's my wheelhouse. That's where I stay. So when you hear tracks like Unspoken is deep rooted in that old school hip hop, but like some kind of newer sensibilities on the track, kind of elevated. So yeah, but that's a great question, man. Wow.
Yeah, I had to do some deep research on that.
Yeah, you did on that one. You got me. You got me, Red.
I have one more question, which you probably already answered. Like I said, I wasn't on the last show, but what came first, the love of video games or rapping? Like, or did you just like what came first?
That's a great question. So hip hop was first. Like, well, you know what? It's incorrect. Video games was first, and I'll tell you why video games first. So I was the second. I got two brothers, and at the time that my little brother came along, my parents told me the news by, that I wouldn't be the baby in the family no more, which I was upset about, by getting me an Atari 2600. One of the very first, video game systems ever came out in the market. So I started playing Pac-Man and Galaga, Miss Pac-Man, all that stuff. So video games came about 2 years before. I think it was like 84, 85. I'm like, me and my parents and my brothers were staying in this 3-bedroom apartment. And I'm walking by my brother's room and I'm listening. I'm like, somebody's beatboxing. I was like, what the hell is that noise? So I go and I investigate, and it's actually my older brother playing a Fat Boys tape.
Fat Boy.
Yeah, the Fat Boys. And he started playing LL Cool J and all these. And I'm like, oh, this is dope. What is this? He said, oh, this is hip hop, man. And I think that kind of started my love of hip hop, was hearing that. And then throughout the years, it just built and built and built until, and the way that I decided I wanted to do hip hop is I heard Tribe Called Quest, and that Lyrics to Go song I talked about before. I remember being in my older brother's room at the time. I was older. And I listened to it and I said, I want to make people feel like this makes me feel. It didn't happen till about 7 years later, but man, that was, hip hop came first. The video games, that's a whole nother kind of love.
Yeah.
A whole kind of love. When I fell in love with the 2600 and moved to the NES with Mario Brothers and Donkey Kong and all the rest of them. Next thing you know, it was Super Nintendo and N64. God, we could do a whole show on all the systems to talk about, and we need 2 hours.
Yeah, we probably need to do that, man. Do a part 2, man. Part 2. I'm definitely down for that.
Do you play online?
Okay, so now you need to like break it down. So when you say online, what games are you talking about?
It's just anything. Do you play anything online? Any game?
Man, I'm not really like an online player. I don't do Call of Duty and none of that stuff. I love single player experiences. Like I love playing Horizon Forbidden West, and I love playing like God of War, stuff like that. Whereas me, and I ain't gotta like worry about. And I'll tell you this, Quinn, I'm terrible at them games. I'm so bad. Like, man, when I get.
Hey, wait, hold on. You said God of War?
Yeah.
Is that like Zelda?
No. So, God of War came out originally on PS2, and it's more like an action. It's a straight action game.
I'm thinking it was something like Zelda, because I ain't never played it, but
Man, let me tell you something, man. You missed.
What's out there that's like Zelda? Let me ask that question.
That's like Zelda?
Yeah.
Man,
or is that just, or Zelda's just a?
Ain't nothing like Zelda. Like you talking about Link to the Past. You talking about Majora's Mask? Hey,
no.
Ain't nothing like Zelda, man.
Cause Zelda was cold, man. That was an interesting game to me when I played it. I was just
the original.
Yes. Yeah. When you had that mug, it was just. I'll be up all night playing Zelda, just trying to figure out where to go, who to talk to, and shit.
That's how they. That's why Nintendo made billions of dollars, because you was one. 100 million other kids like, man, I can't go to sleep right now.
Let it be a Friday night, huh, Q?
Oh, it was old.
Rap.
Look, you sitting there with some pizza.
Hey, brother. Hey, nah, brother ain't eat. Hey, I might not even eat. I'd get some juice or something. I'm good.
You locked in.
The Legend of Zelda, man. I spent a lot of time because a homeboy let me. I never owned it, but a homeboy let me borrow it, and I straight up stole it from him. I think we stopped being friends after that because he was like, "Where's my game?" I don't know.
Yeah.
I stole it. I absolutely stole Zelda from him. I hope you don't watch this and be like, "Oh, that's where you did my game, punk." Yeah.
For sure, man. For sure.
Wow. darn. Let me see. Man, I don't know if you're gonna make another album, man, but I was listening to this album. It was an instrumental album called Technically Beats, Stage One. I don't know if I pronounced it right.
Now you did.
Okay, so are you gonna ever put out another sequel to that, or like what's up with that?
I've been waiting for somebody to ask that question.
Okay.
I've been waiting for somebody to ask that question. So I've been, in the time that I want to say before Technically Beats, man, I actually started doing a lot. I did a Twitch show with a good friend of mine, Joel Christensen, man, called Bosses and Beats.
Right. Yeah.
And it, baby, what you want to be here? Okay. Yeah. Bosses and Beats, and I started stacking up a lot of beats that I made. And my plan, I'm hoping next year I can put out the volume 2.
Okay, cool.
So I'm stacking up tracks right now, finding out what's the best ones I can use. But there will absolutely be a second part to it. And I think this was going to be better than the first. Did you enjoy the first one?
Yeah, y'all heard it here first. Yeah, I heard
it's
it. It's
gonna be a follow up, man. I think that's why I want to go versus doing a full album, because I don't. Right now, I'm not in a place to do a full album, but I am in a place to do an instrumental album.
So that'd be dope, man. That'd definitely be dope, man.
Yeah.
Can't wait. What you using for beats?
So there is a site called Soundtrap.
Okay.
And it's an online digital kind of audio workstation, and it works like Audacity, works like Fruity Loops, any of the rest of them.
Oh, okay.
But it's website based, meaning when you make your beats, it saves it to like the server.
Oh, okay.
And you can do everything online.
That's dope.
As a matter of fact, Unspoken was made on that website.
So is it free to join, or you got to pay a fee? Or
you got to pay for that. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to ask. Some people might not know. So yeah, that's dope.
Well, there's some free ones, but man, I feel like if you want to get something that's comprehensive, you're gonna have to spend a little bit of money. And the way that it works now, a lot of these applications, like you can go buy Audition, and you can buy Ableton, or some of the other ones. This one you pay a monthly fee, but I like it because it just seems like it works really well for me.
Okay.
And it allows me to kind of do what I need to do. So the Technically Beats Volume 2 album is going to be solely produced on this site called Soundtrap. So if you haven't got Soundtrap, if you don't have the money to go buy Fruity Loops or Ableton or any of that other stuff, understand you can go through a subscription model, and you go through Soundtrap, and it's extensive. It gives you violins and organs and drums. You get all the stuff you normally get in a very condensed place. And I think I pay about $16 a month.
That's not bad at all.
It's like $16, but let me tell you, to be able to make shit like Unspoken, and have access to that, and they add to it every month, go get it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. You got everything in one place.
Yeah. I mean, you got to, man. I'm not, I'm not one of these people. Let me get the latest equipment in this. I'm broke, man. I got money like that. So, yeah, I got this daughter to feed. I ain't got to spend money.
Hey.
We get it.
Sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Do we have time for one more question? Anybody have one more question they want to ask?
Word up.
I think he answered my question that I always ask is what's your why? What motivates you to keep going? I think you said that it was your daughter.
She's absolutely, her and my son are my motivation.
Your children, okay.
They are.
I do have one more question. So do you think there is a huge lane for nerdcore hip hop? And what do you see the future for that?
So I don't really, I think about 7 years ago when I started, and maybe a little bit after that, I put myself in that nerdcore kind of genre. But my music lately hasn't reflected talking about video games, and hasn't talked about anime. It's talked about anime. It's talked about realistic feelings, and it talks about all that. So I don't even put myself in that category anymore as far as nerd because I've kind of reached out to talk about the real topics that we as people,
So
especially
you evolved then, I guess. You evolved from that.
I call it shifting gears, right?
Okay.
Because I'm still the same person. And as a matter of fact, I'm thinking about I made a beat about 2-3 days ago that I might be talking about video games on.
Okay, cool.
And I haven't done it in a while. And I know people want to hear that from me. I just haven't had it in me. So
you gotta have the creative process. You can't force it. So, yeah.
You can't force it, but I'm still, they're still in my heart, but I feel like I've moved to another echelon as far as how I'm writing, how I'm viewing things, and what I want to talk about is more my actual life and not the things that I play. Because, man, I've talked about that now for 7 years, you know?
Right.
That's a long time to talk about just video games and this and that. And I shifted when I put out my song UNITY that was talking about the riots 2 years ago. Or not riots, but it was talking about the Black Lives Matter movement. And it was talking about us marching and us getting together as a people and incorporate other peoples to make things happen.
What you think about that movement?
So I was part of it, man. Like I went out there and I marched.
Okay.
And I wanted to make a difference, so I wrote a song.
No.
And I put it out there for people to listen to, and I just felt it in my heart. What I feel about it now, I mean, there's not any marches that are happening right now, so it's like there's ebbs and flows, right? Right now, we're sitting here and we're like, okay, things are kind of settled down. They haven't, but they settled down enough where we can kind of live life. There'll be another instance where it happens again, and it will. And it will grow up, and then we got to rise up. So I got to do my part by doing music, man, and stuff like that. I know y'all do y'all part, and we just keep it moving. But it's about being true in my music. That's all I want to do.
Well, I hate to take it here, but do you think we have to be more in like Congress to actually make a real difference? You know what I'm saying?
That's part of it. We do have, having more people of color as far as the representatives, state, city, county, government. That's always important. The more you have diversity, the more you're more capable of explaining to people what things are. And I think that's, some of the old ways in the Senate and all that, they hang on to the old ways. They're trying to hang on to things to kind of keep us stagnant as a country, So
look, I'm laughing at her. She didn't filled up her wine again.
Oh, did she?
Mind of my business.
Hey, ma'am, I believe it is the weekend.
Right.
Ain't no rules say you can't do what you, because I'm about to fill up the time right after the interview.
Got him.
I ain't mad at you, Dawson. Hey, let's get up for the wine.
There you go. So with that being said,
wine on in.
We're gonna wind on in with a closing quote, as we always do this show. Let's wind on in with a closing quote. Go like this. A successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him. I'm gonna say that one more time. A successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him, by David Brinkley.
I love that quote.
I'm gonna leave it at that. How can everybody reach you, man? As far as social media, streaming services, give them the plug.
You might want to get online and play, and you got
all that contact.
Look, I'm on MySpace, Black Planet.
He said MySpace. I was like, wait, what? That's still operating? Black Planet was back in Langston days, man, kid days.
Hey, you threw me off. I had to throw you off too. So,
MySpace. Come on.
I know you weren't even alive with MySpace.
Oh man!
Wow. I'm on Facebook as TekForce, Instagram TekForce, Twitter is TekForce Rises. Of course, you can find my music on all streaming services, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you can look for it.
It's on Apple.
My own child don't even know what's going on. She has no idea.
That's all right. She part of the show now. She alumni.
Maybe I'm on there. And I
She
told
about to go look it up.
Oh, right.
I'm on. You can directly purchase my albums and singles from TekForce1.bandcamp.com. I'm also on TikTok as TekForce. I know it, but I'm on there too.
Okay.
All he talks about is vegan food.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with being the vegan. You vegan?
I'm being professional. You ain't even work. Yeah, I'm actually a vegan, man.
Well, hold on. Can we talk about that? We got time to talk about that a little bit.
Probably a couple of minutes.
Just some recipes.
I
You know
can't
how
eat chicken
hard is it? Hey, that's a good thing though. That's healthy. That's healthy, brother. It's always good on health.
That's a whole nother separate show. We're just gonna say I'm a vegan, and let's leave it at that.
Okay.
He like,
Salute.
yeah. Hey man, I'm glad you came back. Glad that you came on the show, man. It's a pleasure talking
absolutely,
to you.
brother.
Catching up, man. We're very thankful and appreciative that you came out and chopped it up with us, man, and
Yes,
also putting that song out unspoken, man. A lot of people, y'all go check it out, man. A lot of people need to hear that.
Yeah.
Don't be ashamed if you're going through something as far as mental depression or whatever else in your household or just in life, man. Make sure you guys get the necessary help and resources. Talk to somebody, reach out to them, man. All right.
And you said go to counseling. Counseling is good, right, brother?
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to thank y'all, man, for having me on the show. It's great following up with y'all.
Yeah, for sure. Salute, brother.
Glad that y'all are doing well and keeping it moving like you are.
Appreciate it.
Salute.
All right. We out of here. Peace.
All right. TekForce.
It's cooling.
All right.
We out.
Yeah.
Out. Peace.
Peace.
All right. Recording here. Peace again.